start off there. So for those that are attending today's winter workshop, let's go ahead and start off to make sure that, again, that you can hear me. So in the chat box, please feel free to type in, yes, I can hear you. Quickly raise your hand, and we'll go ahead and get started and move forward. Okay, perfect. Everyone can hear me, so let's go ahead and get started. We apologize for the slight delay. There's an audio issue with GoToMeeting, and so we wanted to make sure that everyone can hear us, and we appreciate you attending this morning's call, especially for those that are on the West Coast and that are currently listening to us today. So today, again, we've been doing a consistent. We will be doing it for the next week. We'll host another call today this afternoon. And it's just a winter workshop webinar to give you an idea of different ways that you can use the tool, different advanced features. So feel free to ask any questions. It's live interaction. The more questions you ask, the better we can tailor the trainings for you. But today we're going to be discussing the power of video and how to use a professional email. Video is a powerful tool in today's market, and for those that don't know, every day there's 100 million internet users that watch an online video. So just think about that for a second. Every day 100 million internet users watch an online video. That includes both you and me. The moment we leave our jobs, we will go home, either look on our iPhones during lunch, check out a couple of videos, CNN, ESPN, you name it. Some of us can put ourselves in that category. Well, the thing is part of our jobs, and I've been in the industry for over 14 years, is to educate our borrowers and to educate them on the options that they have at hand. And so what we will be discussing today is really how and the power of video and what that looks like and why you want to make sure that you add that into your arsenal, because if you don't, again, it's just a different, unique option that you can create, you can use. And this is what we're going to be discussing. Now, a couple of stats that I wanted to throw at you after this, but these are the things that we're going to be covering. The first thing is what is Mortgage Coach? Or why should I use video, and how will it impact you? And the second thing is the power of incorporating it into your business. So we're going to be discussing, number one, why you should be using video in today's market. So those stats, we'll cover that. How it's going to impact you in your business. And again, the power of incorporating into a professional email, which means you can hyperlink the links that you create from Mortgage Coach and just switch it around so you have a higher click rate. We'll discuss that a little bit later. Then I'll also demonstrate how easy it is and how easy you can add video with the simple click of a button, and how to use a professional email to send out that link. Okay. And then the last thing that we're going to be discovering is, what is Mortgage Coach, of course, and what the presentation looks like when it's being viewed from the client's end, and also being viewed maybe from their mobile device if they happen to be on the field. So other ways we're going to show you creatively how to use the video function along with certain scripts that you have access to, which will show you exactly where that is. So in going over this information today, we're going to believe that by the end of the call that you will have a better understanding, a different mindset of being able to use and add videos to every presentation you create, especially coming up this new year. So here are a couple of stats that I wanted to show you here. And here are 5 reasons why you want to add a video first and foremost. Okay, videos increase people's understanding of your product or service by what? 74%. And these are stats. Remember, we do the research for you so you don't have to. So in pulling these stats, this was based off 25 most marketing strategies that you can use. And these were the top 5 that really stood out based on our industry. The second option that you see there is, says you have a higher click-through rate, and it increases 2 to 3 times more when marketers include a video in an email. And again, Mortgage Coach provides you the ability to be able to select the option and add a video with a simple click of a button. The other thing is this, and most of us may not know this, but I can put myself in the same category. Viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in a video format compared to 10% when reading it in text form. I know there's times where I've gone online, I see that there's video, but it does have the explanation, the text message, but I prefer to watch the video at that point and then read it up afterwards just to see what's taking place. Also, your lead conversion rates increase by 51% when you include a video in an email. And the last option there you see is 90% of users say that seeing a video about a product is helpful in a decision making. Now, we're talking about a product here, but the thing is we are still selling ourselves to our borrowers. So but what better way to do that than expressing ourselves through a video format, and then they get a chance to really see your enthusiasm, the type of personality that they're working with, and it also saves you from re-explaining yourself over and over again at times. So while the borrower, you've just gone over the details, the thing is that now they can go ahead and express to their clients what the purpose of those options that are in place. So when you create a presentation such as Mortgage Coach and you use that with every single client, this is what the video would look like once it's embedded. And for those that are still on the fence and don't feel comfortable being on camera, one of the things that we have to remember and remind ourselves is to understand that our clients, our borrowers, we have to put ourselves in their shoes. It's not about what we'd like. It's not about how comfortable we feel on camera, but it's about our borrowers and what they want to see. And it may take us out of our comfort zone, but eventually it will become second nature. The more you create this, the whole concept is to make sure that you create a script. Write down a mini script. And again, so we're going to be providing you some scripts and where you have access to, but go ahead and either type it up on a small sheet of word paper, cut it out, paste it underneath your webcam, and then read off of that, and it'll look as though you're looking directly into the webcam there. So what you're looking at here as far as in this video format, I already had something already written. You can't see it on the video cam, but you can see that I'm on the video there, and it comes out a lot smoother. Also, you want to make sure you add video because it's going to build trust. It's going to build credibility. The reason why is look at yourself on camera here. This is me, but I'm putting myself out there. I'm also presenting a tangible report for my borrowers to visually see exactly what it is that I'm providing, the options that are in place. So you're also providing clarity when you add a video, and you can keep it concise. Make sure that your message is no longer than 2 minutes. If you do have to extend that, then that's fine. But just put yourself again in their shoes. If you are listening to an overdrawn, long-out email or voicemail from one of your relatives or friends, you're not going to listen to the entire thing unless it's really an emergency. So at that point, you would hang up, contact your buddy, and say, hey, listen, you left me a long voicemail. What is it? I don't have the time to sit there and listen to it. Your borrowers are the exact same way. Now, what's standard in the industry nowadays is what's called a cost feet worksheet. Now, in using a cost feet worksheet, it still creates an impact. However, when you create a cost feet worksheet, there's not too many perks to it. I mean, this is what's standard in our industry. Some of you may currently use an Excel or maybe an email that you put together for your borrowers. And when you put together that email, it could be a long, drawn-out email that you put together. But the thing is you want to make sure that you allow the link that you create from Mortgage Coach to provide all the details for you. This does not provide added value. The only thing that this provides is just simply rate and payment. You're going to scribble scratch on this type of document, and the client may walk away with this or may have access to it in PDF. But what if you have to make updates on the sheet? Right now, you have to recreate the wheel, go back into your LOS, make the necessary changes, and then resend out an email to your borrowers. Well, remember, with Mortgage Coach, you can make live changes as your client has the link, and you can also update the video to correspond with that change that you just made. And the other thing is this. Using a cost feet worksheet, our borrower may not remember all of the details that you shared with them, but they will remember video. And so, again, video is a real powerful element you want to make sure you add to it. The other thing is, for those that meet with their borrowers in person, one of the things you want to do is to make sure that after they leave, make sure that you add a recap video. You've disclosed all the options. You've discussed what FHA is, if they're going with that option, what MIP is, the upfront premium. You've discussed any options in regards to their loan amount. And the thing is that when you place that on a recap and you record it, the client now has something tangible, again, that's electronic. They can always play it, and they can share it with their significant other or their realtor partners or whomever they need to share the details with. So again, it saves you a phone call. It saves you from having to re-explain yourself over and over again. So let me go ahead and show you how easy it is to add video. And the other thing is, remember the step that we originally went over is this: videos increase people's understanding of your product or service by 74%. So when we're adding a video, you want to make sure you make it entertaining. Again, just be yourself. It's really easy. From the moment that you log into your Mortgage Coach Edge, you generally start in this home section. And you would go ahead and select, of course, new client, which will take you to this section. You would then enter in your client's, information, so first and last name. This is the strategy report that I put together, so you're not going to see the first and last name there. So you're going to complete the first few steps. Anything that applies to your borrowers, again, fill in the blanks, the fields that are necessary. You're going to enter in the products that you're going to be displaying to your borrower. Remember, you can add up to 4 different scenarios. And then also, when you get to the end and you completed your report, you end up in this section here. Now, for those that are still using the CostSuite worksheet, a PDF, and you're looking at this webinar today to see if there's something different that you can use or add to your arsenal, well, you can still print it out. You can still save as a PDF and send it. The only thing is that we're talking about video and how powerful it is. So when you email your client, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you generate this link. And by selecting the link, you'll see that this is the link that you would now copy and paste into an email, which I'll show you exactly what that looks like. Before you do so, you're going to want to make sure that you select this Add Audio Video feature here. And keep in mind that the other formats that you're currently using, there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing is you want to be able to save yourself as much time as possible. And if you have the flexibility of making live changes and adding a video to help explain and express the questions that your borrower has, then what better way to do it than to be able to have everything on one presentation that they can access at any time. Now, the record message option, the moment that you add audio video, you select that button. At the very bottom of the presentation, you will now see the option for record message. So the moment we select that option, you'll see that this window pulls up. I can then select allow, and then at that point, your video image will appear. You can then select this record option at that point. And then from there, you can go ahead and record the message that you have already pre-written out, or from one of the scripts that you took from the ones that we have provided you that you requested. So when you do so, the whole concept is that you send it out to your borrower. Now this one presentation I already have currently has a video. So what I'm going to do is let me close that out. I'm going to go ahead and copy this link. And now let's go ahead and discuss what type of emails you can put together. And for those that are on the call today, that are not sure how to write emails, don't know what to say, we've added some scripts, and I'm going to show you how you can access them. So here, the link itself, when you create the video, you're going to simply highlight, you're going to right-click and copy the link, and then at this point, you can go ahead and pull up an email. Something simplistic as this. This might be a little small, but there's several different ways that you can use the email format. So in this case, let me enlarge these. Census paraphrase here, and I will go ahead and make this a little bit larger so that you all can see it on the call. And for those that want to follow on to see exactly what script that is, let me show you how to get there quickly. For those that want to log into mortgagecoach.com, you can if you have dual monitors. If not, if you're in Mortgage Coach Edge, you can select this help option, and it'll take you to what we call the Knowledge Base Center. I'm going to select that as an option, and if you're accessing it from a website, you're going to want to make sure that you go to mortgagecoach.com, you want to make sure you select this help option to the far right and then select the support center. Now we'll take you to the exact same page that you currently see on this screen. Now, at the very top here, you'll see where it says access to our coaching call archive. Okay? You'll also see that this provides you MC sales training, which is a video, and also a video for MC scripts, which means that you can listen to some objections from top originators that are on the call and what they currently use as leverage to be able, when they communicate with their borrowers or realtors, what to say, what to use as counters, and so forth. What we really want to put your attention to is here in the coaching call archives, and I'll also place this in the chat box for all those that are currently on the call, is on 12/2, Josh Metal did a great webinar, and we also included scripts, so you can select that as an option. And what you'll see is you'll have access to it here in the bottom tier of that webinar training video. And right below that, you'll also see the scripts and the links there. Here's the scripts to the PDF. Now, what does that look like? The moment that you pull it up, the PDF version, this is exactly what it is. You can also print this out, and this will give you a couple of scripts that you can use for your borrowers. So, for example, how to position yourself with clients. And you can go ahead and use any of these options. You also have a quote from from Todd Duncan as well. And one of the things that he always mentions is, has your lender provided you with a total cost analysis to show how you can save potentially tens of thousands of dollars in unnecessary expenses over the life of your loan? So you can use any of these quotes for borrowers. This is the email that I have just copied and pasted into the sample for you all, which is right here. And then again, what I would do from there is paste my link anywhere that I'd like. So as you can see, when I copy and paste the link, anytime I send this out to my borrower, they will now select and access this link, and it'll pull up the presentation. So in this case, I'm going to say, here are your financing options. I'm going to go ahead and email that to myself. I'm going to show you some tricks here that you want to make sure that you hyperlink. You can hyperlink any link that you currently provide. This has a higher click rate if you were to change this, and let me show you what I would do here. So I can do something like this. Here at the bottom, you'll notice it says, take a look at your financial analysis. Now, here's the link and what it would look like if you just pasted it into a simple email. Now, if I copy this link, I can cut it. Now, for those that don't know how to hyperlink, you may want to take some notes down. If you're currently using a Mac computer, you would approach it in this sense. I can highlight any message that I would like to be hyperlinked. And then at this point, at the very top, if you're currently using a Mac, you're going to select the hyperlink option at the very top. And I'm simply just going to paste the link that I've created from the Mortgage Coach. I'm going to select OK, and what you'll notice here is that it automatically turns it into a hyperlink. So now, anytime I email this to my borrower, they're going to be able to access this. And a lot of times, borrowers, if they haven't communicated with you yet, they may assume that that may be some sort of spam. So unless you communicate with your borrowers ahead of time, hey, listen, I'm going to be providing you a link. When you access it, your presentation will pull up along with the video message from myself. So the link is there, and again, I'm going to place both options so you see what that looks like. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and email this to my borrower. Now, some originators also do this, is they'll create templates that they can access from their signature and their emails, and then they'll go ahead and access it and pull in any templates. And I'll share with you in a moment what he did here. Before I do that, let me show you how you would hyperlink on a PC. You're going to approach it the exact same way. You're going to highlight the text message that you would like to be hyperlinked. The only difference is you're going to right-click at this point, if you have a PC, and you will see the option saying either hyperlink or something similar to that. Then tap when you select it, and then you paste the link in there as well, and you're set, ready to go. Okay? So let me email this to myself. And while that's being emailed, let me show you another script here that you can use with the Realtor. So here's a Realtor script, for example. And again, I'm going to place this into the chat box for you all. And the first one I'm going to place in there will be the MC script, so you can print them out if you'd like, and you can have access to them at any time. And I'm going to go ahead and place that into the chat box for the entire audience. And feel free to access that link or place it into a web browser there. I'm also going to hyperlink the other options that you would see in the Knowledge Base Center where I originally showed you. This way you have access to it as well. And you should all have those links available in your chat box. So make sure that you access them. Those are very valuable. I believe you'll be able to find a lot of nuggets there. So here again is another example. Example number 1, how you would frame it when you're working with agents. You have example 2 here. So you have several examples that you can use along, again, with the training assets there. You want to make sure you access that and print this out so that you can leverage. We don't have the time to go over each and every one of these. It's only a 30-minute session, so make sure you take advantage of those moving forward. So now let me show you what it looks like when it's being presented or when it's being viewed from a borrower's end. Anytime they access the email, here's the email that they would access. Here would be the template that you would have put together. Feel free to use these templates again and edit and custom tailor to however you want, however you please. This is just to get you started, to give you an idea on what to enter in. Now the borrower, the moment that they select any one of these links here, I'm going to access the hyperlink one. The presentation immediately pulls up. The first thing that your borrowers will receive will be a disclosure. The moment they select I understand, then the video pulls up that quickly. So you notice that there's no delays. Immediately your video will pull up. Again, this can be an introduction to a borrower. Some originators, what they'll do is they'll build multiple templates, sample templates that they can use over and over again. Maybe they have multiple questions on MI. What is MI? What is FHA versus conventional? So create a video format explaining what that is, and you can now send that link to anyone that has questions on any of those products or one of those most common questions that you receive from your borrowers. So again, the powerful thing is that the video elements in place, they can easily close this out, and then at that point, they have access to the report. They can easily select any one of these options and look at all their products if there's more than one that they qualify for on one presentation. Now, the other thing for those that have not downloaded or had a chance to download the Mortgage Coach mobile app, you want to make sure that you do that, and for the simple reason that our borrowers and realtor are constantly on the field. If they're viewing and searching for a home, what better way to be able to answer their questions while they're on the field? Or again, your realtor can share a link to any client that they work with, and then also provide the video of your introduction saying, hello, my name is Joey Negroni. Here's an introduction. I've been in the industry for over 15 years. You're currently working with Lisa Realtor, who's one of the top realtors in the industry. Love to work with you. We provide each and every one of our clients with what we call a financial analysis. This is what you see on the current back end. And the video, again, use it to your advantage there. So here's how what it would look like when it's being viewed from your mobile. And you'll notice that the borrower has access to the link. They can select it, your realtors as well. And as long as you have the Mortgage Coach mobile app downloaded, your borrowers will now have the opportunity to view the exact same video and the exact same options that you place on a desktop computer. So the first thing they'll receive is a disclosure. They would select I understand. And what do you currently see here? The first message that they will receive would be a video message saying, if you'd like to watch now, please select it. Now, the moment they select watch now, the video pulls up just what you see here. My borrower can also, while the video is playing in the back end, guys, is I can select this tab back button. It goes back to the presentation. The video is still playing in the background. You can't hear it, but your message will still play in the background. Your borrowers can scroll through the presentation. They can zoom in. And while your message is in the background and they happen to be at practice with their kids, maybe at soccer practice or, you name it. They have some downtime, maybe at the airport or so forth. You have the opportunity to disclose the options and the video playing again. Your realtors can also share this data easily. So again, when we say create multiple templates, save them, create videos, and attach it to those product options, your realtor can now select your headshot either from an iPad or your iPhone, and they can select the share option. And your realtor can now either email that link to your clients or they can send a text message with that link to them as well. So if I select the text message option, you'll see that now I just type in the phone number. Here's the link that I've just created with my message, and now they can access it wherever they need to. So if you don't add video, the thing is that your report can still be effective using Mortgage Coach. The only thing is that if, again, you want to make sure that you provide all the elements that they need so that they understand, they don't second guess it, they clearly understand their options that are in place, and they can make a better decision moving forward. So that's what we wanted to discuss today as far as what the power of video is. Again, some things that you want to make sure you understand is that anytime you add a video, viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it, and that's important, 95% versus 10% that view it. So if you can create that, add it to your video, get comfortable with it, it is the wave of the future. We need to make adjustments. Let's make a change. Use it to your advantage. You will see the impact, and it's 4 times more likely to be shared when you add a video to your presentation. So when you print it out, you will not have the video capability, but you can still print out this form as well for those that feel more comfortable using that format. Again, you will just not be able to add any videos to the presentation there. Other than that, today, that's the end of today's winter workshop for this morning. Now, Laura will be sharing today, this afternoon, she will be discussing and reviewing things you don't know about using Mortgage Coach Edge. So certain advanced features that you may not be aware of, you're going to want to make sure you attend the call if you don't have a busy schedule today, because she's just going to add on top of what we just with the advice that we just provided you. Again, you want to make sure you attend for those, especially that are savvy with Mortgage Coach using it. You're going to learn some key features, maybe new things that you don't know about, and just makes you more valuable being able to use this tool. The more you know about it, the better ways you can adjust and have a simple conversation with your borrowers. You can make live changes on a report which she may share with you as well, and make any custom adjustments at that point. For those that are not sure how to use Mortgage Coach and are currently looking to learn more, what you can do is you can attend our our Friday's Beginners course, and what that'll do is that starts every Friday at 9 a.m. So they'll take from the beginning to the end, set up your settings, show you how to create a report from beginning to end as well. And if you have dual monitors, you can also follow along so that you learn the ins and outs on how to use this tool and how powerful it can be for you. Other than that, we're going to pause for a moment and see if there's any questions that we can answer. If not, we will make sure that please make sure you attend at 12, and I'll pause a moment to see if there's any questions in the queue here. And again, if you don't have access to the scripts, maybe you weren't able to access them, please feel free to touch base with me or email our support team, support@mortgagecoach.com, and we will make sure that you get a copy of those scripts directly. Perfect. Okay. Yes, it's the same link for those. The webinar for this afternoon is at 12 o'clock. So it's at 12 o'clock, folks, so you want to make sure that if you get a chance to attend there, and if you need the links for that, then again, email support@mortgagecoach.com and let them know that you are interested in this afternoon's webinar, and they'll make sure they go over the details for you as well. And let me go ahead and answer this question that just came in through the, and I appreciate your feedback there, Seth. Let me go ahead and read off this question here being provided from Larry. Thanks for responding, Larry. If you do a second video on a presentation, is the first video still available? No, that's a very good question. And I'm going to pause here to take a drink of water. You may hear me a little raspy on this end. Excuse me. So let me show you what takes place. Anytime you use this link in Mortgage Coach, for example, you're going to generate a link. This link here that you provide to your borrowers, anytime you make an update, a change, you add a different video element to it, it will replace the previous one that you had. There is a way where they can keep that existing report, that if you want them to keep that existing report you provided them with that same exact video and you don't want that to be changed, what you can do is you can copy this report. So what I mean by that is if this is the client's report that we're currently working with, I have now added a specific video tailored for this specific report I do not want changed. However, I want to add a different message. I'm going to go to the analysis section here next to the products. And then at this point in the analysis section here, in the middle, there's a copy analysis button. What I can do is I can select this as an option. And at this point, I can keep it as current client. And let me show you quickly what that looks like. I would select the current client, select OK. And what it'll do is it'll reroute me right back to the client section. The client's first and last name will still be intact. You'll notice that this is the exact same scenario or presentation I put together. And then what I can do here is I can go ahead and make the update on what this is. So the nickname will help you structure and keep the report order. So this can be TCA number 2. Because when we go in the View All section here in the Home section, it'll keep track of every single file you put together. So by copying under that same existing client, you want to make sure you use a friendly name to help differentiate each and every report so that you know which ones you've created. So now that I've added that, I'm going to assume that these same products are still intact for my borrower, but I want to record a different unique video. Again, I would go to the end of the presentation, generate link, and then at this point, I can go ahead and select Add Audio Video and add the other video that I'd like for my borrower to view at that point. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. If you need me to clarify that, I'll be more than happy to at that point. Okay, and here's another question coming through. Yes, great question. Are all the winter webinars going to be available on the help page? Yes. Now, when they will be available, that's a different. I'll make sure that during this afternoon's session that we'll make sure that it's mentioned on when the reports will actually be available. but our goal is to make sure that it is available in the support center, so this way everyone has access to them at any time they want to leverage them. Okay. Great. So that looks like we have all the answers, all the questions answered. So again, we're looking forward to seeing you at 12 o'clock. And again, we will continue to host these sessions, I believe tomorrow and this upcoming week. So make sure you catch up, and we'll make sure that we provide as much ammunition as possible to get you fired up into the new year. Have a great day, and if we don't talk to you today at 12, we'll talk to you on the next session. Take care.